Okay, so last session we found Mother, and that was shaping up to not be a very good thing. Some quick thinking by Valkithra managed to de-escalate the situation, and I don't think it took much more than a lightning bolt to convince Elion that maybe we just need to go with this person. So the
Greybark
combat
was the last one to get the message when he bonked that skeleton and stopped fighting.
So Mother, or at least as you know her currently, Mother, gathered up Elion and Than in her hands. Gerard and Guillermo climbed up on her back, and she walked you north through the forest that she was in, and you found a clearing. And it's strange in the sense, I guess going this far at this point, that the terrain is mountainous, so to speak. And as you cleared the wood here, the ground was much flatter and more grassland than hills and mountainside. She quickly takes you to the door of this structure that is downtrodden, to say the least, but more so in a depressing manner. It doesn't necessarily seem like this has had too much upkeep, but there's nothing about it that would be overly concerning, at least not in the similar ways of your last adventures. You're at least being carried by some sort of monster that you were warned about in previous sessions. There's no giant ropes that lead to spider webs like your previous combat encounters. This just looks like a really old, really run down windmill. Its vanes on the fan are stripped. There's no curtain on them. The building itself leans forward and a little bit to the right. It's in incredible disrepair. Though as of now, there's nothing that's seemingly alarming other than there seems to be a crow on top of the doorway, and it is croaking angrily at you as you all approach. The monster sets Elion and Than down at the door, and she gives it just like a small slap of a knock, dragging her long tree-like fingers across the bare wood of the door. There's a voice inside that responds. "Hello? Who is it?" And the monster simply replies with, "Elion! Than!" With that, you hear a small bump inside and a rather hurried shuffle and a small clap of hands. The door flings open. When it does, you are greeted by a small woman with a strange complexion. She's rather wrinkled, and looks to be old, but not decrepit in any way. I will share the picture of the woman here in the D&D Curse of Strahd channel. This woman starts to cry. Not an ugly cry, but tears well in the corners of her eyes. And without blinking, She reaches up and touches Than's face. She says, "Oh my God, you look just like your father."
Like she's touching me.
She's like caressing your face.
Nah, as soon as she touches me, I'm taking a step back.
Okay. So I'll move you back. She shows you some visible discomfort. Like that obviously hurt her feelings a little bit. I do want to point out still that it's also pouring down rain. She looks over the party and steps back from the door and invites all of you in. And she just says, come on. We'll catch up inside. There's no reason for you to stay out in the rain. Do you guys enter?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out the rain for a bit.
Okay. I'm assuming everybody else is coming in too.
I got kicked out, so you will have to move us. I'm
Gotcha.
trying to get back in.
You're good.
In we go.
Oh, I was hoping I could.
We all just bump shoulders trying to get in.
Yeah. So as you all enter, Irina, you would be the last. And as you go to enter, a strange thing happens. The raven, perched above the doorway, flies down and tries to grip at your hair with its, I don't know if ravens have talons, its feet, I guess. And seemingly tries to fly away with you. But it can't muster the strength. What do you do?
I want to kind of hit at it.
Okay, you can swing at it.
Yeah,
Yes.
punch that motherfucker.
Go ahead, give me an attack roll.
Will you have me
Oh, of course.
accept me in?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're fine. While she's doing that, Hunter, what kind of time do I got tonight?
I mean, not like crazy late.
Okay, you go till like, I don't know, man, like 10:30 your time?
Yeah, we got till like probably at least till 11.
Okay, cool.
Dirty 20.
30-20? Okay. So you bat at this raven. You feel a crunch as you do. And the bird hovers for a moment, falls nearly to the ground, and then with some effort is able to continue on flying away from you at a low height. And you watch it fly off to the west. And with that, do you go inside?
Yes, I'll follow them.
Okay. The last things that you hear outside as you all enter is a small bit of jovial laughter from Gerard and the thudding foot stomps of Mother. And then the door would close. Assuming that this has a door that would close. I don't think that this thing does.
It's closed on its own.
Yeah.
So Elion's gonna have a very stoic face, and he's gonna ask this lady, "Who are you, and why have you forced us to come here? What in your right mind thinks you have the authority to do such?"
Dear boy. I know you would not recognize me from my mere face. But there was a time in which I held you close.
How do you know?
Because I am your mother, Elion.
I don't believe you.
And how would you prefer I show you?
There's not a way you could. How do you know I'm your Elion and that's your Than?
We have our ways, as do most here, but if it
Tell me
were to
then.
put you at ease, it is Madame Ava who told us you were coming.
Why are you here?
I was being hunted by a group of Sharans in Helmshold, where I left you. That name should seem familiar, yes?
Why were you being hunted?
Would you believe me had I told you that Sharans had infiltrated nearly every facet of importance in Helmshold?
Then or now?
I am uncertain. I haven't been there for many years. But then, why I'm
And why did you
certain.
leave him there if you knew that it was taken over by Sharans?
I knew that they would be safe, and that they didn't know I had not one but two babes. Give me 1 second here, I'm looking for my notes. Hang with me, hang with me. I think I put anything in sticky notes, but I'm not seeing it in here. Dude, I know that I had notes for this. Give me 1 second, because I had like a shitload of callbacks. Oh man, that's gonna be big sad. Where is all that? Check my phone. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, that's big sad. I don't know where everything went. Okay. Give me 1 second here. So she... Man, that's fucking so sad, dude. I did so much work on this. Alright, whatever. She looks between the two of you and she said, there was quite a few that I had known to be of suspect. Why, one Tiberius Silas Gomez, the treasurer of Helmshold. There was another, Garrett Brandon Reynolds, who had just come in for commissioner. There was another, the cardinal of the church. What was that man's name? And she looks between the two of you for a moment. I'm so fucking sad I can't find these notes, dude.
Did you accidentally delete them before you saved them?
Man, I thought I had them in Discord, but I don't. I had like the names and everything like that, and I'm guessing it just didn't
Did
save.
someone walk in, think that you were writing down some smut, so you stuck it in your mouth and ate it? Swallowed it?
No, I'm trying to think of where the hell I put it.
It's only happened once in my life.
It was I guess
do have
to.
a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll for it even. Does any of this actually sound plausible though? Like,
Yeah, actually. So that was going to be my next thing. Is that we're almost 2 years removed, but Tiberius and Garrett were the two council members that Hunter was guarding during the meeting in your guys' session 0. And then I just found the name of it. She would say is Cardinal Barnabas, which you would know as now as the head priest, or Father Barnabas. They were strange. It seemed that they did as much, or rather as little as they could to benefit Helmshold, and quite a bit to sow corruption throughout its land. There was another as well, Sir Goliard Jenkins Sr. I believe he had just had a boy as well. She looks over between you and Thand. Now, Thand, you would remember Goliard Jr. as the guy that you were on guard duty with. He was the homie Goliard. He also, on top of that, was asking you about leaving Helmshold and if you had ever thought there would be more out there than just that keep. And then when the time came, when Barudramir showed up, he immediately was like, I'll cover for you guys, you go. And he didn't leave. So she looks between the two of you. You had to watch them. They were subtle in the way they moved. They would build camaraderie when able, asking small and insidious questions. Perhaps if you were unhappy with your time, or rather if they could sway you from your morals, as such Sharans do. Tell me, how was Helmshold the last you saw it?
it suffers from the mentally distable and the unpure of heart.
I see. So they have not smoked them out as I had hoped.
And what, you left us there to possibly become one of them?
I had no further choice. I knew that they would raise you and attempt to show you some book of Helm, however tainted its teachings might be. But it was that, or constantly flee with 2 small children. I had hopes of returning to get you one day, however. As I fled the night after I left you, I was consumed by fog and came here.
An insight checker.
Okay.
It's a 9.
She seems legit. She approaches Thand once more. And you, son, you are rather stoic in your young age. Quiet and reserved, aren't you? Tell me, son, what did they teach you there?
How to be a warrior.
I see. And were there...
And being purposely pretty short with her right now, too.
Okay. Were there ever those who sought to skew your decisions? Blend your morals, if you will. Perhaps something small, as though they asked you to leave, or rather, convinced you to think outside of your service to Helm.
Maybe one, but not really. I wouldn't consider it. He was a friend.
It would seem then that my boys have, for the most part, been seen as unshakable. While I've missed many of your days, this warms my heart.
You don't deserve it. The warmth you feel. Helm raised us, not you. Helm guided us, not you. Helm provided for us, not you.
Helm guided me to do as I needed. And while I am forever sorry that I had to miss so much of your life, it is grand to see you both now, even if we walk among the hell itself.
Which raises another question that I have. How have you managed to survive, and yet you have some sort of monstrosity kidnap your boys to bring them here instead of coming yourself or asking whenever this place is so desolate and there's nothing good here?
Myself, my sister, the boy's aunt, and my mother, the boy's matron grandmother, do what most do here, at least to any watching eye. We stay low, we do what we can to earn coin, and we go about our lives the best we can. As for Agatha used to live here with us. She strayed away one day. As she returned, a grotesque bark had grown across her skin and face, and tree limbs began to grow from her body. She lost her ability to speak, and as the days waned, so did her mind. The only thing that seemed to have stayed intact was her yearning for motherhood. We funnel children away from the horrible, despicable orphanage within Valakai. They brought us, or rather they bring us, children of whom are deceased, some of which we do our best to reanimate and hope that they may go and live a proper life, and the others we offer proper burial. within the forest not far south from here. I am certain if you met Agatha, that you have also met Gerard.
Why bring them back if they're already resting?
So
This
that
place
they...
is hell.
Would you rather their souls wander aimlessly throughout the night, being ignored by all those who cannot see them, or rather hear them or feel them? Or would you offer a child one last chance at happiness, something more than a...
You know, in Barovia, we fought many dead, and they should have been dead. But they were not. They were risen, much like these children, and they were not doing the bidding of good, and they will not be remembered fondly.
There are others who pose the same power, though they do not wield it the same way that we do. And I must ask you, assuming you have known Gerard, did he ever put you in any danger, anything that...
Well, the way that he climbed onto that lady's back right after she took us makes me think he was lying to us.
No. He merely trusts her, as you would your mother, had the circumstances not been what they were.
I hate to say it, but you sound delusional.
And how is that?
Because you pretend to know what a mother is, but you have spent so many years without being one. Then you raised children thinking that that's what you wanted? That sounds like delusion.
Hardly. I offered a mourning soul what I could not give myself.
Where are these other children, like Gerard? You said you have done this before, yes?
We take them from Valakai, and when able, they go to a welcoming home, wherever that may be. To some, the Vistani. To others, we send them out on the boat. Surely you've heard of the way out on the boat.
No.
I assure you, many have promised to find nothing but green grass and calm seas through the fog, though I have heard a recount of many a tale that there are far more terrors that lie beyond the veil. And such was enough to keep me here. Wouldn't you?
So what do you do with the resurrected children?
As I
Send them on
said,
this boat?
if they wish to. If not, we look to find parents for them, either among the Vistani or those that cannot have them. It is rare that we are able to find such untouched corpses, if you will. There is a great tragedy that happens here nearly every day. The orphanage is ran by a hag, and she uses them for any means of which she has.
So why have you done nothing to stop that? Just
I do not possess the power. I would be leery of
Can
sending
I,
my own children in there.
Sort of like maybe check her Arcana check on this because of what she's saying she's able to do for these kids and like resurrecting them and stuff, or
Um,
or
does
was that more-
Arcana work that way?
I'm just more, I guess, judging the level of magic that would be used to do something like
Oh,
that,
got
and
you.
her saying that she's not adept enough to do anything.
and free lady on her side.
I mean, yeah, you're more than welcome to. The DC will be pretty high though, because you don't necessarily know what it is that she's practicing, but I can tell you whether or not you would know the magic.
All right, yeah, it's a 12.
So give me a history check with that also.
That is a 13.
Okay. So you don't know the technicalities of it all. You're unaware of specifically what type of magic it would be, although you do remember in your younger days sneaking in through the restricted section of the tome library, if you will, and they had a series on magical beings and dark magic. And through all of this, there were a lot of figures, if you will, like a lot of pictures, a lot of depictions of these different seances that they would go through, or these different rituals that they would go through. And you do remember reading that there were other ways to not necessarily revive a person, but reanimate them with their consciousness. So while they're technically dead, they are moving and would continue to stay moving and be able to eat and all the things. They wouldn't decompose. Think of it like a cross between oh man, what is it? It's not revivify. It's a druid spell that keeps you from decomposing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a cross between that and animate dead. Would be mechanically how it would work.
I think I even have access to that, but I don't remember the name
Gentle
of it.
repose kind of.
That's it. Yes. Gentle repose is the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then she looks between you and she says, "Tell me, what were the garb of the clergy and the politicians there?" And with that, you guys would remember the colors of the keep being a very vibrant, very royal purple and white. And typically, if they had pants on, like they weren't covered by robes, they would be like a brown canvas trouser.
Purple and white, like a brown.
Okay. She looks to you, Elion. In their private quarters, did you ever notice a black mirror with a purple border? It would be circular.
Did I?
Call it high or low, man. Let's see.
Oh, whoa.
No, you did not.
Yeah, and shakes his head.
It would seem that they were good at hiding it from you then. A shame. Tell me, what was the name of the head priest there? In my notes, it was Father Barnabas.
Father Barnabas.
I see.
Barnabas.
Then they weren't snuffed out as I had hoped. I had written a detailed letter to the gods in Neverwinter, hoping that they would come and remove the vile scourge that had taken over Helmshold. But I see either my letter did not make it, or far worse. But enough of that. Tell me, Elion, what is it that you found made you happy or brought you comfort in those years? I wish to know.
Scripture.
My dear child, just like your father. With that, there's a woman that approaches, and she rests a hand on Than's shoulder. She's kind of been off to the side. She's been in the room, but not really, involved, if you will. Like, she's just kind of been tending the fire. She looks very similar to the woman in front of you. And she simply says, Bella, are these them? And she just turns and she looks at me like, yes, Ophalia, these are the boys. These are your nephews. And she clasps her hands together very tightly, and she looks about the party, and her eyes trail on Trevok for a long while, like an unsettlingly long while, before she looks back to both of you and offers a wide, friendly smile, and she says, tell us about your friends.
I think they can speak for themselves.
It is true we can. But I am not in favor of giving every person in these lands my name or who I am or what I do without knowing them first. You may be his mother. I do not know that. He does not seem fond of that either.
Their faces show a great deal of disappointment at that. They look to Ismark. Aren't you the Burgermeister's son?
Very same.
I see. And how fares things in the village, good sir?
They were ideal last I saw it.
Oh, you got super robot-y right there. Yeah, I mean, you mind saying that to us again?
Yep, my in and out. Things were somewhat less than ideal when I left.
Oh, no.
I see. And how fare they for the lot of you now? It seems that everyone is here and walking, at least. Is there anything that we might offer you other than respite from the rain?
Proper slumber might be nice by now.
I see. I believe our mother might be upstairs. Ophalia, do you mind going to check? The woman nods and makes her way around. So much happening. Okay, give me a second. Right. You hear the woman trudge up several flights of steps, to the point where after a short while you don't even hear her walking anymore, but you never really hear her stop. The woman looks at the rest of the party, Elion and Than's mom, and she says, "Forgive me. I am Bella Summerfeld. Though there seems to be some discord here, I am the mother of these two. My lady Irina, it is a pleasure to see you.
The pleasure is mine.
The children of the Burgermeister are always welcome here." Does anybody want to take this time to do anything while they're alone with this woman?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a leading question?
It's just more so like while you're gone or while she's alone, like you guys look around and you're starting to spread out and kind of.
Do we shank her? Is that what you're asking?
It's on the table. You tell me.
I wouldn't shank her. I'd steal her food.
Elion's gonna step over by the fire.
Okay. Does anybody else go by the fire?
Food cooking?
I think Valkithra will move closer to Elion as well.
Okay.
I think it's probably about time for Trevok to start looking for a chamber pot, right?
So you're not far off.
There it is. I mean, the door's already magically closed behind us. Might as well,
Might as well make myself at home, right? Since the door closed behind us.
So right here by the chicken coop,
Yeah.
there's a big old pot.
Okay.
Looks in
Just
need
out
of
of-
nourishment.
Just out of curiosity.
And let's see, so Elion and Valkithra move by the fire. Is anybody else going to the fire?
For sure, dude. We've been rained on.
I will as well.
Yeah.
Right. So as you guys step over, she closes in behind you. There is like a Dutch oven, like a cast iron Dutch oven in there currently. The smell coming out of that Dutch oven is serene, to say the least. Something savory and flaky, something it smells a lot like beef Wellington.
Hey, Trevok, I think we have more human flesh over here.
The woman cants her head and looks at you. I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh, we've just been through a lot. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. While we're alone with her, can I divine sense?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't actually know how to.
All right, then Trevok would just be like, "Oi, lad, that's not the kind of thing you say out loud. Kind of like when you're drinking with your friends. Like that stays what it stays with your friends."
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not accustomed to dwarven culture.
Yes, it's been a very
Do I see
long
anything in
time
this
coming,
chamber pot?
even this far.
It looks like a dark sludge, Trevok.
Okay.
He take a whiff and his fucking eyes start watering.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty. Yeah, it's filled with old lady poo.
Because I know for a fucking fact, Trevok of all people is just gonna kneel right down next to it. Yeah, it's a shitter, all right.
He has to hop up like Elmo in the high chair.
He's about to turn this whole place into a Dutch oven.
That's what I meant by the door closing behind us and all us being stuck in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Too funny. I see it though. Sorry, Elyon. I messed up what you were saying there, bud.
Huh? Oh, you're good.
So everybody's looking at the fire, then I take it.
Right.
I didn't pick anything up with it.
Definitely trying to.
Give me 1 second here. So the divine sense is only going to say presence of evil registers on you. Okay. Your next turn, you know the location. So the divine sense isn't like detect evil, right? It's only the. It just lets you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
I know the type. Yes, I know the type. Not behind
Okay.
total cover. And
There are no celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet that aren't currently behind total cover.
okay.
So if this is just a chicken coop, like, can he come look down the hole and see if this is what giant shitter down here?
Give me 2 seconds. Hang on.
And I always prefer to use my divine smite to see if I get extra damage to know if they're undead or not. Oh man, no extra damage. Sorry about that.
Hit
Let
first,
me
ask
just
questions later.
lay on hands you a little
Only
bit.
one way to know.
One sec. Right, let's see. I can realize.
At this time, I need everybody to roll a perception check also.
Perception.
Oh, man. 7.
8.
Let's see.
7.
This fire is fucking very nice.
It's super loud.
Perception.
My perception is still clouded by the whiff of the
19 for
Pot.
perception.
15.
I got a natural 20
Okay.
for a total of 23.
So Than's also gonna kind of, you're gonna notice him be at alert. Not like super high alert, but he's gonna keep his, shoulders back, like kind of still looking around the room.
Don't look too hard. You might see some silverware.
Maybe.
Lost in thought.
Get up. Than's gonna just kind of be looking up and looking around. Anyone else?
Valkithra would be the only one.
You
Yeah,
making
she'd
any?
totally be. She's probably been on edge the whole time they've been in here.
Check your messages, Salt.
I'm reading right now.
Right.
You have a third party here. Sounds like they're having an argument, perhaps? And she'll gesture, pointing upward to the second floor.
That is just my mother, as I stated.
Your mother and?
Oh, Ophalia.
And?
Would you be looking at her or the fire, Salt? Where are you looking at?
Oh, I think at this point, by the third time I said and, I would have turned toward her to look her in the eye.
Okay, give me a second here. Let me,
Yeah, Elion's doing a little, like, back and forth, dude, as each one responds.
I need perception checks from both of you if you're looking.
I'd say Than would probably be staring at her, not going
Okay.
back and forth, just like staring straight at her, waiting for a response.
22.
Noise.
17 plus 5.
Anybody else?
Perception, you say? That's a 17.
Nice. Salt?
Oh, we re-rolling? I got you.
Yeah.
The opposite side of the spectrum, and now that you won.
Ooh, nice.
Perfectly balanced.
As it should be.
Duality, man.
I do have a knife that's perfectly balanced.
The woman clasps her hands in front of her and she says, "That is only Ophalia and my mother."
Yes, does our supposed grandmother have a name? Why?
Yes. It is Morgantha.
Can I hear
Is-
anything upstairs?
You didn't hear anything upstairs with that. You were looking her over.
Okay.
Ismark and Irina. The name Morgantha rings like a bell in your ears. You know that that is the old woman that bakes the dream pastries and is nearly constantly peddling them in the village of Barovia, and when she is not, she is making her way through Valakai.
I literally have the fucking thing in my notes of, like, Elion's survival guide, do not eat the pies, bro. Like, fucking...
Is there anything that either of you do with this knowledge?
Definitely, I'm not gonna eat the pie. But I'm trying to think of how to tell them without.
I don't know what we know about pies. I came in a little late.
You would be aware that this is basically like the opioid epidemic of Barovia. Like you would have full behind the curtain knowledge of like what's been happening,
And I haven't taken it.
including some other things. Although you couldn't confirm them, they would only be rumor, and to that I will message you guys, because if I say it out loud, it will blow the whole lid off the session.
Pies and a brothel, I'm in.
We've eaten enough human pies lately.
Damn, Mom, you're pretty badass.
We're gonna get a little weird. 2 dragons.
The epic fire crusade begins now. How do we know any? You know what? How do we know any of these people are real? That fucking thing ran off. I'm not even sure.
Yeah,
Ismark's real.
Dude,
Am I real?
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's why we came closer to the fire, brother. So we can put some fucking in and see if they're real or not.
Ismark abused him. The
When
fire.
she starts screaming in the fire, I'm just gonna be like, it's the poltergeist of a thingababa, whatever. I don't remember the name of that. The Wabbajack?
No.
Wappajack.
Jersey Devil?
The
Dude, I don't know.
Tanjay.
What was it
Be
called?
right back.
Yeah, that's it. The Club Tanjay.
Yeah.
Kleptomaniac.
It's the thing.
Yeah, the shape stealer, dude.
It's a different monster.
Heavily influenced by, you know what I mean? Did Matt, Kaylee, did y'all get a chance to read the 2 short notes I sent to you?
You
You got
Oh.
nothing.
You got nothing?
Unless you sent it to just her.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang it. I'm gonna keep quiet,
Wow.
but keep a lookout for the specifics that you put in it to see maybe if there's clues to truth or not.
Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but we'll play it by ear.
I'll write you.
Yeah, I got you. I think I know what you're saying. You're looking for things to see if what I said is true. Got you.
I imagine that right about the time that we hear the name Morgantha, like I had just been like lifting up the lid of the Dutch oven, and I kind of just clang it back down immediately upon hearing that.
Okay.
I'm back.
He blows embers all back at us. Ismark, you have great fortitude to be so close to fire after what happened to your hand.
Slow learner.
Well, perhaps you just want us to be thoroughly convinced again.
Yes,
Yeah.
you sounded a little unsure of my identity again. Just wanted to put you at ease.
Who, me? No, I trust everybody here.
I'm sure that you would.
Is there anything that I might offer the lot of you? Some apples or perhaps some milk or wine? We are baking a pie currently, though it is...
Surely,
Unfortunately, it is
garden?
spoken for. Yes, I have an apple. Would you like some carrots? Perhaps some eggs?
Trebok, how hungry are you?
I don't know. When was the last time we ate?
That would have been like probably 2 days ago at this point. The dinner would have been it.
Jeez. Okay.
I thought we ate at the
Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah, it's been
like a day.
like a day. Yeah, yeah. You had like lunch. It'd be at this point. It'd probably be. I guess it'd be like a
Yeah, Trevor.
It'd probably
Yeah, I can eat.
like 16 hours maybe.
I just wish to borrow your dwarven stomach.
Oh, okay. I'm famished. What are we looking at here?
Well, what would you like, son?
You got any meat?
Give me just a second.
Also, not to add on to anything you already got, but have we noticed any type of like apple trees, farms, chicken coops, even when they're brought up here?
No, but you were in the woods, so to speak. Like you only saw the southbound side of it. You haven't even
Okay.
gone to see what's in the northern. And then there's literally a chicken coop right here. Baby chickens. You could hear them. They're quiet right now because it's
there's
late.
actually chickens in there.
Yeah.
All right,
Right
cool.
next to the poop pot.
Yeah. There are some apples here that I have, a few over there, some carrots as well. As far for meat, I have none prepared, though if you like, I could slaughter you a chicken.
I'm gonna follow my nose over to this pie. What about this pie? This looks tasty.
I must inform you that is reserved for another. We are to make delivery as soon as the rain stops and the day breaks. Give me 1 second here. Let me find the Renslers.
The Rinsler. Rinsler. Rinsler.
I like Salt's plan here to just make Treyarch eat something, see if he gets sick.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize. He didn't realize though that's a bad idea because Treyarch's got the highest constitution. He'll be less likely to get sick than anybody else.
That's exactly why I tested with him first.
Oh no way, dude! You should have.
Because I'm not going second either.
Got like advantage.
So if it affects him, it's really, really bad, but he may not die from it.
You gotta
And then
gotta make Than eat it
somebody
second.
else on the back and say, "Hey, now you have a go." Look, there's quite a few of us here, man. I got a spot in line before I start eating.
Treyarch approaches the pie, and the
I'm
woman,
my beard back.
the woman
Got my beard held back.
walks up behind him. She's like, "Please, really, that pie is spoken for. Someone has already paid for it. Please do not touch." As soon as she says touch, Treyarch dives in, shovels it. He doesn't even use a fork. He just uses his hand and starts like double excavator move. You know what I'm talking about? Where he goes in by the fingers, scoops up, and is just shoveling it into his mouth. Just nonstop. The woman places a hand on his shoulder and tries to pull him away. He bats her hand off. What does the rest of the party do?
Elion's gonna like scoff in disgust, but it's not really his place to teach a dwarf manners, you know?
Mm-hmm. He picks the
It's like on his own behalf still.
he picks the pan up, buries his face in it. He's now eating like a pig, rooting around, and you can hear the scarfing and the snarling and the groans and all of the things of a wild animal as it satiates itself on a fresh kill.
That's fucking
Well, I've not
disgusting.
seen him eat like this except for one other time, under an influence that was most dreadful.
Not good. Oh, save.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a difference between my? There is a difference between check.
Yeah, you should get to add your proficiency bonus to it. As he bats her hand away, the woman cries, "Ophalia! Ophalia, come here quick!" And there's
That'd be a 10. Actually.
oh yeah, awesome. Give me just a second. The woman, you can hear her dart down the steps. "Oh yes, what seems to be the matter?" And she approaches and just simply gasps at Treyarch as
Treyarch is
he's
devouring a pie. Apparently it is delicious, but he was told not to eat it. He might got the fortitude, but he ain't got the will. True.
Trevok stops eating. He merely stands there, plate in hand, and his face buried within this pot. You can hear the gravy within the pie bubbling from his nostrils as he breathes in and out.
You proud of yourself?
He doesn't respond. Dude, that gif is awesome.
I thought you'd like that.
That was awesome. That's perfect. I'll share that. Remind me to share that with everybody
Sure. Well, yeah,
before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
That was awesome. It's great.
Looks to the group nervously.
I'm like trying to lick at the pan at this point, probably.
So, from what I just described, you've stopped eating, but you're face down, and the gravy is enough to like
suffocating in gravy.
You can hear it bubbling within his nose. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Let's the Yankees' little head up and clear the airway.
Okay.
Here's where asks you, if you're clearing the airway, which hand are you using?
That is actually a good point. What hand are you using, good sir?
Good one. A good one. Unless somebody has some Sylvadine, I can put on. Anyway.
This is my strong hand.
I can help
It's
with
the
clearing
bird
the
thing.
airway. I'm like highly trained in these types of things.
Okay. So I'm assuming you guys are gonna try and pull his head up.
I mean, yeah, I just want to make sure he's not gonna fucking.
I'm gonna try to grab the pie from him.
His
I'll assist Irina with pulling the pie from him.
His body has seized. He basically stands there like a statue at this point. He's unable to move. Pulling his head back. Well, it doesn't necessarily not do anything. He bends more at the hips than at the neck. Even if you were to put all of your might into it. The pan,
Pulling away from it?
The pan, however, can be finagled free. And as Irina and Valkithra grab it, they're able to pull the part of the pan far enough away that the portion that would be closest to his neck would now rest on his chin. And then they'd be able to tilt it up and pull it out. And he just stands there looking at his hands, his face covered in meat and crust, and there's bits of gravy dripping out of his nose onto the floor like a real slow. Think of like Julian from Big Daddy, where it's real thick and viscous. It's trailing down to almost his belt before it falls down and drips onto the floor.
Is he like dying though? Like, you know?
No, not currently.
Okay. I want to make sure he wasn't
If we
suffocating.
left him,
He was. He was suffocating, but you've now...
Perhaps you can make him throw it up. I don't know. This is not him.
Elion's gonna turn towards his mother, I guess, and
Mm-hmm.
what did you do?
Give me just a second. She just looks to you and she says, "Didn't do anything. He was the one that ate the pie."
Elion's gonna kind of, I guess, put his hand on to like embrace her shoulder, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But what is in the pie?
These pies are bewitched in a way that for some time the consumer would forget where they are. Would you like to escape this plane, even if for a short while?
Well, you make the same offer to us as our friend, where we can just stand here, frozen.
You are among safe company, should you desire to step away from your reality.
He doesn't seem so safe.
How long will he be like this?
It depends on how much he ate and his fortitude. Considering he grabbed it, perhaps a day, maybe less. I assure you, he is in a place far better than here right now.
So you make an enchantment, but you have no way to break it early. Seems rather inconvenient.
We've had little reason to break it early. You would find you would find that those whom wish to consume would choose to above all else. Breaking their enchantment would be a dire sin in the eyes of most. Tell me, she looks at Valkithra, why are you so untrusting? I have brought you here, saved you from the rain, offered you food and drink. You openly heard me say to your friend not to touch this pie. Why is it that you ridicule me so?
Do you realize that Count Strahd himself has offered all of us the same thing, and should we trust him all of a sudden?
That depends on if you believe his offers. However, it is strange to see one deny such hospitality.
Because the hospitality that we have been met with has been lies and cursed at every turn we have made.
And
Vistani stole from us. Children locked us into a room with them.
children locked you into a room with children.
Promises.
I do not understand what you mean by this. It would seem that...
You don't understand treachery. Is that what you're saying now? You enchant people. You bewitch them against their will.
I send those who wish to escape. The wings...
He was hungry. He did not wish to escape. He wanted food.
Did he not grab the pie by himself?
Of course.
You seem to claim to know much of what your companion thinks. at all
I
times.
also know that I walked in here by myself, but guess what? I came in good company, and I trust the company I'm with.
I
I do
see.
not trust the company that started off in here, though.
Do you wish to check the door to see if it is locked? Would that
I don't care if the door is
keep
locked.
you
I'm
at
safe
more
with my friends
ease?
here.
It would seem your companion here felt safe enough to let go as well.
So you know what he is thinking now.
I have heard the recount of many a tale of what it's like to dream while being fully awake.
Sure. I've had very good dreams, and then I wake up to a reality. Then what?
Then I would simply offer you another should you wished it.
So I should just dream indefinitely? Is that what I should do?
If that is what you choose, then so be it.
I do not think I choose. I think
Very
there's
well.
a cycle. There's life, there's death, there's sleep, there's awake. If I never wake up, it is an atrocity.
I believe you misunderstand me, friend. For it is not a way for you to sleep. It is a way to send your mind to another place. Should you wish to remain here among this forlorn and forsaken plain, then be my guest. If you wish to indulge and be swept away from here, even if for a short while, then perhaps we may discuss payment. And with that,
You
she
must forgive us, though, for being hesitant, as almost no hospitality in this land comes without a caveat.
of
There's
course,
always a take whenever you're given here.
my dear lovely boy, I have lived here for almost all of your life, save a few hours. I completely understand. And while my defensiveness may seem off-putting, you must understand that I hold nothing other than my word over those that have wronged you, and I merely wish to point out the flaws in your logic. I've something for both of you, if you will give me a moment, and perhaps Ophalia can entertain you. Would you excuse me? And she looks between all of you expectantly, like you could say no and she wouldn't leave.
Elion just steps closer back to the fire.
Okay, does anybody stop her? No?
But I'll
Okey
watch
doke.
her walk away.
Okay. So she goes upstairs. Same as before. You hear her trotting off. She seems to climb almost endlessly. As a matter of fact, you don't ever hear her not stop walking. You just don't hear her walking anymore, if that makes any sense. Like, it ends up trailing off so far that, like, you eventually just lose the steps. And Ophalia approaches and checks on Trevok. Oh. Well, they're going to be upset. We had just baked that for Mary. And she looks
Rather
over.
unfortunate.
She looks over to Ismark. How's she doing, by the way?
She was most distraught last I saw.
Oh, yeah. She had forsaken the pies for so long, but she came rather quickly, according to Mother. I know not what for, but who am I to turn away some coin, right? And she wipes Trayvok's face a little bit with her hand, and she sticks her finger in his left nostril, swirls it around, and just flings it out onto the floor before she does the same with the right nostril with her index finger.
Yeah, just has the look of disgust on his face. That's fucking gnarly.
Mm-hmm. You might want to take this time to kind of look about. Mind you, if you don't have dark vision, you would need to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check out some of those elixir vials and stuff over there on the shelf.
Okay, you talking about like these little pots?
Yeah.
There's bring the cat. Okie dokie.
Aphalia's with us, correct?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
so just to kind of catch you up, because I don't know if you heard it, she wiped off Trayvok's face a little bit and then shoved her finger into his nostrils. And
okay, so she stayed down with us then.
Yeah. She's been trying to make small talk so far. That's who it is that's been talking. Sorry, I can only do like one female voice. Like, it's really hard to hit that register. But yeah, she's been the one talking.
Where is she standing?
She is currently right here next to Trayvok.
Okay.
And she, once he's clean, she kind of approaches the fire and she looks at you, Irina, and she's like, "My, they really didn't embellish the... Well, how beautiful the Burgermeister's daughter was."
I would have kind of stepped around and came over here.
Yeah, go ahead and give me perception or investigate, whichever's higher.
I think my perception is a 10.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Elyon would notice that Valkithra is staying close to him.
You're gonna notice that and then like double back and see where the fuck Than's at.
You guys are what, heading up the
No. We're just looking at this shelf over here. Which is usually you're the one that's texting me, not looking through it.
take a look.
Valkithra, are you looking along with him, or are you just kind of holding him down?
Keeping an eye out on everything else.
Okay. The older woman offers Irina a warm smile and runs a cold, and I don't know how to explain it other than old lady, because we all know what I'm talking about, right? Like, this shit's kind of bony and a little veiny, you know what I'm talking about? And plastic surgery hands. Yeah, exactly. Yes, you're picking up what I'm putting down. She slowly raises a hand up to Irina's shoulder, her middle and ring finger trailing up her arm, so to speak. And her index finger is pointed, almost like she has arthritis in a sense. And begins to rub her trapezius there, like right above her collarbone, in a very reassuring manner. Irina, would you like to turn and look at this woman's face while she touches you?
Yes, I'm gonna be very flushed because it makes me uncomfortable. But I will be polite and watch what she's doing very carefully.
Okay. Thand, what are you doing, homie?
Just been keeping an eye out. I guess kind of. We're not like super spread out in the room, but just keeping an eye on everyone. Listen for any sounds, or are they still arguing upstairs? Or I guess not. She came down.
No. There's
We haven't heard any more movement from upstairs, right?
no, it's been quiet. So far, anyways. I just realized that I could rename everyone's character tokens while they're in here, so Trevok doesn't have to be unknown or whatever it was. Elion, did you get my message?
Yeah.
No, me.
Okay.
Who's standing to the left of me? Is that Ismark?
Yes.
And then that's me in the purple, and then that's the lady behind me?
Yeah, this is her right here. So right now, like, you're kind of... You would have been looking him off over here, yeah. It's actually a very fitting thing for Irina, kind of.
Who's the yellow one behind her?
That's Thand.
Okay.
So we have Thand, you, Ismark, Trevok, Valkithra, Elion, and then Ophalia.
Okay. How tall is she? Like, am I taller than her?
Yes. So I think Irina is somewhere between like 5'7" and 5'8". This woman might be like 5'3", 5'4". She's not hunkered down, so to speak, and she seems like she'd be a little taller than 5'3" or 5'4", but that's because her hair is up on her head. So I know it shows I guess she'd have a bun, everything be pulled up on top of her head.
While she's doing her thing, I'm gonna look back and forth at the two around her, Ismark and Thand, kind of just
Okay. So
eyes wide, like.
Will you turn to face her then?
Yes.
Okay. As you do so, her hand falls off, and she just continues to smile at you.
With that same look?
Yes.
Okay. I will reach for Ismark's hand and whichever hand sticks to me, good or bad.
Well, it was his right hand that got burned, right? It would be like Jaime Lannister him, basically, so he could only use his offhand.
Was it Jaime?
Bro, I had the option. We burned that offhand.
Oh, did we? Okay, all right. Offhand then. And so it would be
Nobody made me.
his right hand would be closest to you. That's a good one.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of grab it as like a squeeze to kind of just get his full attention kind of towards me, and then kind of eye Thand like very flushed and wide-eyed.
Okay.
Try not to be too obvious about it, but also make sure
roll-
that they...
Roll a deception check. DC won't be very high, but roll a deception check.
12.
Okay. She follows your gaze over to Ismark and offers him a smile as well. Ismark, I need a perception check.
Big old 8, bud.
Okay. Do you look at the woman, I'm assuming?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You just have an old lady smiling at you. Very akin to... is a warm, friendly smile with a hint of adoration in it.
Does anything help his perception with me squeezing his hand?
He would recognize that you were uncomfortable, but no.
Distracted by the pain in my hand.
I'm not in labor.
Just imagine you squeeze the bad one.
No, it was the right hand.
All right. With that, Elion, you've spent some time looking over some of these containers, man. What you got?
I mean, they're like just ingredients for potion crafting or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing, fingernails are fucking weird, but should one of these stand out more than the other that I'm not picking up on?
I mean, no, not really. So they're labeled, but these are all like metal jars. So you can't really see the 2, 3 up top. You could kind of get a glimpse into, but the contents inside are so dark, like you couldn't really make out more than a silhouette. You're more than welcome to pick one up and open it up and investigate it, though.
I mean, would this seem like stuff that'd be used in just like some strange herbalist form of alchemy?
I mean, from your current perspective, yes.
What about from my studied knowledge of magical things?
I mean,
It's mostly like medical type magic, so you know it'd be pretty limited, I guess.
Yeah, no, like you, in the same vein as like you reading about the rituals and the seances of dark magic, you would remember that there would be like very odd or peculiar reagents that would go within those. Sometimes it'd be goat's blood, or sometimes it was hair or things like that. They were odd ingredients. It wouldn't be like a normal, like what you would use to heal somebody. You know what I mean? Where you're boiling water and then blessing it.
Unless there's some books down there, I think I'm passing on looking at any of these jars. I'm gonna leave them.
There are some books. They are in a rough. They're not labeled. They're just in like a rough leather, like binding, so to speak. Like the covers are in rough leather. Like they were pieced together, if you will, like almost like stapled in some areas.
Yeah. I'll pull one of those out and give it a once over.
Give me. I'm assuming you want to do this like without drawing a whole lot of attention to yourself. Or are you just gonna like brazenly like pick one up? Okay. So yeah,
This is my fucking mom. She's not about to bitch at me after abandoning me my whole entire life. You know what I mean?
That's true. So you would bend down and pick it up, and the woman turns away from Irina, and she comes over. Oh, a studious one, are you?
It calms me down in times of trouble. Keeps my mind occupied.
Do you dabble much in the works of an apothecary?
Not particularly.
Oh. What about the endeavors of an alchemist?
Can't say I've done much of that either. I reckon.
I see. And do you have much knowledge of the Fae?
I'm not entirely sure if I would, to be honest.
Given your upbringing, no, probably not.
Not particularly.
Well, then you have much to learn. Please feel free. Take it over by the fire. Give it a short read. And with that, she says, give it a short read. Do you hear the footsteps coming back down the stairs? She's holding a crest and a pendant. Than, Elion, you would both immediately recognize these things as being symbols of faith for Helm. And she offers them out to you, and she says, "Yeah, I had gotten you these as a gift for when you were both old enough, and I had dreamed every day of giving them to you, even through the days where I sought to rid myself of them in a great feeling of despair." Do you guys...
like a authentic piece of like like something I would have found in Helm's Hold, you know?
I mean, at quick glance, yeah. You'd have to take it from her and investigate it to really
I'll hold it and look.
Okay.
Look
So
over it.
it's a the necklace is a chain. The fingertips bend down like a clasp over it, and it shows the hand of Helm with the eye on it, the ever watchful. It's made of a silver, like a sterling silver. It glints relatively brightly in the firelight, even though where you're at over here is kind of dark. Like you can tell this has been heavily polished. The other item is I'm trying to think of what their religious symbols would look like. I should have.
Pentagrams and blood.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's got demon horns on it.
What I thought.
The other is a censer, and holding the chains to the top of the lid, it's like a censer on a chain. Holding the chain to the lid are on either side a metal gauntlet, of which the chain is welded inside the palms. And it's very specific, mind you, that Helm's sigil is a right hand, and on both sides is a right hand, so the thumb sticks out opposite on each side.
I'll take the sensor.
Okay. She turns
Does it feel
and
like an authentic one?
mm-hmm. Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you were to like flick the bottom of it, it would ring out. It's also very shiny, and you can tell without much, like, whatever metal this is made from, it reflects light way better than any iron you've ever seen. It has a ring on it that is more refined than any silverware that you've ever used. And this seems to be very high quality of whatever it is. Like, one could assume that this is like legitimate things from the church. It seems fancier than anything that you would have seen or remembered. And it may bear some weight of truth in what it was that she was telling you in regards to these Sharns that only seek to like siphon money and destroy the faith from the inside. I would remind you also that this is probably the first relic of Helm that you wouldn't have been able to lay claim to that you've seen since you've arrived.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason I actually took it.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't symbols of Helm, though. I would have told her to shove it, dude. Can't buy me over.
Uh,
But you can win me over.
she looks at you with a bit of joy for a moment, and then she starts sobbing. And through the sobs, she just says, "I never thought this day would come. It has been so long. It is good to see my boys once more." And with that, she approaches you for a hug. What do you do?
I'll give her an awkward side hug, you know?
Gotcha. So you give her an awkward side hug. She just like nestles her face in your neck, dude, like from the side. She's coming in, you know what I'm saying? She's in there.
Yep, I like rest my hand on like around her shoulder, you know?
Okay. She waves Than over. Than, do you join her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side hug.
Mhm. Yeah. She breaks down crying. Like hardcore. Just sobbing uncontrollably and awkwardly in front of everyone else. And then Ophalia steps up behind both of you and hugs you both from behind.
Please don't touch me, I don't know you.
Oh boy, that is just your aunt. Ophalia, leave the boy alone. Let me relish this.
She gave me a gift, she gets the pass.
Irina, Ismark, what are you guys are kind of off by yourself right now. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to do something that based off of what you wrote, so I will type it for you.
Okay.
I'm just observing the awkwardness.
True.
Okay, give me a stealth check. And then I'll need you actually, you know what? Fuck that. Call it high or low, Kaylee. Alright.
Yeah, helps if
Oh, nice. You all hear a heavy creaking of the floorboard. As you turn to look, Irina has shoved her toe into a hole on the floor and is trying to pry the floorboard up ever so slightly with her heel. Ophalia turns and looks at you. Dearie, while we are always pleased to have such esteemed a guest, might you explain to me why it is that you're trying to pry up my floorboard?
I'm so sorry, my toe got stuck under the board. So I'm not trying to pry. I'm trying to get my foot out.
Oh, yes. Come here, dear. Let me help you. Or rather, wait there, and I will help you. And so she...
If I could come there.
Yeah. She puts one arm underneath your arm, kind of gets in underneath your armpit. And she looks over to Ismark. Help her get her foot loose there, boy.
Of course. I'll kneel down and go to prying her foot out. If it doesn't look like it's really very stuck, then I'm gonna still.
I got y'all. Y'all are double micing. Give me a second.
Now that should be
Okay.
better.
Yes.
Too close to her. Yeah. So I'll bend down and make a big show of the effort I have to put into prying her foot loose or pulling it loose or whatever.
Okay. Her toe comes loose, and with it, the board slaps against the joists on the ground. And that rings through the entirety of the windmill. I need perception checks from everybody, other than Treylock. Treylock doesn't get a perception check.
14.
That's all right.
How you doing over there, Treyvok?
Dirty 20.
Because I'm flying high as an eagle to the sea.
I had what was that, a 13 and a dirty 20? What was your roll, Ismark?
It was a 14.
Okay. Valkithra, Than. Okay. Than, Elion.
So what am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
That is a natural 1.
We expect more from you, healer.
And what's yours, brother?
Brother.
Brother.
I'm an idiot. My bad. I was like,
You're
I
good.
said 9 like 5 times.
All right, give me a second.
Brain strikes again. I'll be right back. What?
Matt, I want to send this one to you too, brother. His name was Matt J. Greenwood. I just realized I'm going to have to edit that part out. But that way I don't dox you. Oh man, I gotta tell you guys, I'm loving how this is playing out. This is, oh man, this is gonna be great. Elion, Thand, the woman has not let go of you yet. The hug seems to linger, and the feeling of awkwardness begins to swell in both of you.
I'm back.
Do you...
Try and take a step away.
Okay.
I mean, how we talking like a 30-second, 45-second hug? She's had her.
So yeah, so far, yeah, you're pushing about a minute, roughly.
This is too much.
So Valkithra is witnessing that they're hugging too long?
Sure.
What is this, another pie?
In a way, yes. You have no idea how long I've waited for this.
Aeon's just going to be studying her emotions in her eyes. Maybe even glancing around the room a little bit.
Her eyes are closed. It's almost like she's resting. Your father was caught by the zealots the night I escaped. I fear for whatever happened to him. Though you must understand the relief I feel knowing that the two of you are alive and well. And with that, she just like wraps her arms around both of you tighter and doesn't let go.
Aeon still has his hand on her shoulder.
Tabby like trying to pull away, I guess.
Yeah, she doesn't seem too inclined to let that happen. Like I said, her arms just kind of tighten around both of you.
Starts getting bigger like the Hulk and pulls you in.
She actually starts humming a small song. It's not overly loud, but it is loud enough. Irina, what are you doing?
I'm going to walk like I'm just kind of just wandering, but head more so towards the stairs. Like wandering, just looking at stuff, checking out the chicken coop on my way, not making it obvious that that's where I'm heading, just like I'm meandering.
I have no idea why that table was floating, but I moved it. So you're just kind of meandering around. How close are you getting to this right here, the shaft? Mind you, this shaft is like turning, but it's turning very slowly.
I'm gonna say half, quite close to it.
Okay, so would you be going around this side of the cart, or would you come in over here?
No, the first way around the cart.
Okay. Okay, so you could do some meandering over by the chickens. Over by the chickens, right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're gonna. There. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm assuming you're gonna kind of position yourself to look up the stairs.
I'm gonna look up the stairs, but as I'm doing it, maybe pet a chicken. You know, okay. Just.
The hens are sleeping.
Hey, sleeping things like love too.
Mm-hmm. So the one that you pet, it wakes up and it leans its head into the touch, kind of like a cat would if you were petting it, waking it up from slumber.
And I'm just gonna stay there for now.
Okay. Ismark, you got the same message. What are you doing?
And that was from above.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Not the. It would be discernible that it wouldn't be the floor above you. It'd be higher up.
Gotcha.
Matt,
Okay, and
Matt
then you
missed a
said-
chance to be like, I'm gonna meander around the chicken coop, going
Yeah.
closer to the staircase.
You said that the big central like column here. This is part of like the windmill.
Yeah. It's
mechanism that's
There would be like a big like millstone at the bottom.
Yeah, okay, so there's a floor below us then, right?
Yes.
There's a grindstone down there. And it looks like that's somewhat open.
Mm-hmm.
Can you presumably open both above and below? So if I kind of like mosey my way, I'm gonna mosey, not meander. You hear that?
Yeah.
Mosey my way kind of to the center, just because this is an interesting device. I'll kind of peer down, then I'll kind of peer up, or am I able to kind of discern how many floors there are to this place?
So you could tell from looking there, you could see up. Give me a second here. I'm trying to discern that myself. It would be. I think there should be 4 floors, but if I'm looking at this correctly, there's only 3 in here. So you'd only be able to look up into the next floor. There's like a cap above it on the floor above, I guess. There's like a... How can I put this? There's like gears that you can kind of see through some of the slits in the floor. And there seems to be some kind of like joist connecting them, and that joist blocks out most of what you can see, but it's rotating also. So you kind of get glimpses up into the next floor, but not very far.
And then presumably what we heard, what you said was at least 2 floors up.
Yeah. Okay, so you're moseying then. You're like over here.
Indeed, I'm kind of
Okay.
inspecting this.
So as you go off, Ophalia just kind of says, "Oh yes, it is quite strange living in a windmill. You sort of forget of the contraptions on the inside after a short while. I promise you that much. Why, if it wasn't for the hole there, I'd probably walk into it quite often." And with that, she like cackles a little bit.
It is a fascinating device. I would love to see how it works.
Oh, yes. In the morning when the rain stops, we can go and show you the veins and, well, we can give you a tour of everything. For now, I suppose I should get you some blankets and pillows, yes? Surely the lot of you are weary from your travels.
Please.
Indeed.
Such a trouble.
So, at the mention of all that, Ophalia walks over by Bella and she says, "Come on, sister, let's gather them some beds, and in the morning we'll make them breakfast and give them a tour. With any luck, perhaps they could help us with some repairs and maybe some additions. We could build them some quarters. I'm sure Mother won't mind as long as they pay their dues in labor. There's no shortage of work to be done." And with that, she, Bella, your mother, squeezes you extra tight, nuzzles her head into both of your guys' shoulders. She says, "That sounds like a great idea," and lets you go, and they both take off for the stairs to go get you things. While they're gone, is there anything any of you guys want to do?
So we're, just to be clear, we're by ourselves.
You are currently by yourselves. You can hear them kind of trounce off upstairs, and then it gets to the point where they're so high you don't hear them walking anymore.
Okay, well, I'm gonna run back.
Okay. Ismark, are you going to join them also?
Yeah.
All right, you guys have the floor. Go ahead.
Guys, we heard some very concerning voices upstairs. I would say, my guess, based off of rumors we've heard, that they are children upstairs that are, it doesn't seem like things are going well.
And we're just now finding out. I heard some arguing upstairs. I didn't know it was children.
I just recently heard the children, that's why I went to go walk over to the stairs to see if what I heard was correct.
Well, we have Trevok in La La Land. I'm not sure what we could do with him. Are you suggesting we leave?
I'm not entirely sure what we could do either.
Sharply elbow Trevok in the ribs.
Give me a strength check.
And that hug seemed endearing, but very strange.
8.
We have heard rumors that children tend to disappear around them, but no one has had clear evidence for this. And the children that are never seen again, so we don't know what they would be doing with them, but and I didn't want to raise an alarm if it wasn't true, because
Well, Trevok is evidence. He ate a pie. They said it's bewitched to make you feel as if you're in a dream.
it's basically like
A roofie, yes.
yes drugs.
Come on, girl, spit it out. We all know what it is. No, I'm just picking. I'll pick it up. I've not heard of such menacing bewitching before, but I am not from this land either.
I don't want to speak ill of your mother.
Elion shrugs. I'm not fully sure I believe her, to be honest. Nothing good here is real. Yeah, why would my whole entire family just be like living in this fucking shithole? No offense.
Do you think if the item that she gave you is cursed by chance?
Oh, it most certainly is. He kind of swings it around a little bit.
It just seems so pristine while everything else here is kind of, not to say run down, but there's not much metal here.
This is some very well kept metal, if not some magically enhanced one, I'm sure, yes.
But she says that she did not spend much time at Helm's Hold, and yet she came away with this, you know...
Hey, whoever's got music going in the background, can you mute your stuff so we can hear
My
it?
bad.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I'm just gonna nod. Agreeance. Strange. Everything around here is strange.
I think
right in saying that most things have not gone our way, and yet we are in another web of lies.
I'm gonna call it here. This seems like a good stopping point, because I'm assuming that when they come back down the stairs, they're going to be confronted. So we will save that for next time.
Alright.